Hey guys, it's Danny. Alrighty, so today's video will be a sort of then and now for a few orchids. Now I did have a few sick orchids in the past few months and I did make some videos on them, so it's time to make a little update and I'll show you how they used to look like. Now here's the most spectacular of them all, or at least I consider it this way. This is the Phalaenopsis Timothy Christopher. Had to take a look at the tag there. So when I purchased this one, it had severe sunburns. I'll show you in a corner of the screen or somehow on the screen how it used to look like. I'll also link you to that video in an info card, which you can click and you can find this info card in the top right corner of your screen if I'm not mistaken. So you can see this orchid looked properly scary. If you would have seen it how it used to look like, you would have not given any chances of survival for this orchid. However, the root system was quite okay. It was only an issue of leaf burn and dehydration, and behold, this is the very same orchid if you can believe it. Now, of course, the setback is here. This is the first leaf produced after the other leaves fell, and as you can see, it is much tinier than the older leaves, and also because I had remains of the older leaves that fell, you can see the dried remains here. It got a little bit bruised and deformed by that. However, after this leaf came another leaf, which is visibly bigger. It looks even better. It's not kinked in any way. It had room to grow. And right now it is working on a third leaf, as you can see here. So can you believe this orchid is the very same one that I showed you about 2 months ago or 3 months ago, with almost all of her leaves yellowing and looking in a terrible, terrible shape? Well, I can't believe it either. So the root system is looking quite okay on this one. She is actively producing roots, and to my shame, I have to admit something. In the beginning, I didn't have enough storing containers for my osmosis water, and my Phalaenopsis received quite a bit of tap water in their life. But as you will see, they're really not affected by that. So yeah, you know what? Phalaenopsis are really hardy, you guys. It takes a lot to kill a Phalaenopsis. In regards to mistreating it, of course, if you manage to rot the crown or the axis, yeah, that can be problematic. But other than that, they really can withstand abuse, and they can withstand it for a very, very long time until they die. However, they also bounce back pretty fast, and here's an example. Now here's a pretty huge Phalaenopsis. When I received this orchid, it was severely dehydrated. This particular leaf was mangled. It was sitting on top of the other leaves. Also, the leaf here was completely leathery. Right now it's pretty stiff. Now this leaf suffered quite a lot of irreversible damage, although it still hangs in there, so I'm just gonna let it be. However, take a look at the newest leaf produced. It's much bigger than my palm, and yeah, it's just very healthy. Again, root system wise, she's starting to grow, producing roots. Again, she was watered with tap water. I mistreated her, but you know what? Phalaenopsis really can handle them. It's not okay to use hard water in the long run, but if you have no choice, there's really no danger with the Phalaenopsis orchid. So can you believe that what you see on the corner of your screen right now is the same orchid as this one? And this is how she used to look like about 3 months ago. So it's not a matter of years here. And overall, all of these Phalaenopsis orchids here were received in the same period, and they're all actually doing great, starting to grow. This one is actually taking off quite a lot. No more signs of dehydration or burnt leaves. All they really needed was just some proper conditions. Now here's an update on the Dendrobium Blue Happiness that I purchased about a month ago, I suppose. Had absolutely no roots, this poor guy, and today he's not looking like a show orchid, if you know what I mean. However, he is indeed producing new growth and new roots. Now when these new roots take over the pot, the mother cane will eventually plump back up as well. However, I'm happy to see that the 2 new growths are growing okay. Still have some issues with the root burns on this one. However, I'm hoping to correct that, and if I manage to correct it, this guy is really on his way back to recovery. So with Dendrobium Phalaenopsis, again, all you can do if you have an individual without roots is just provide humidity as much as possible, as close to the base as possible, and wait for the new growth to appear. Together with the new growth, new roots will start to appear as well, and they will hydrate not only the new growths, but the mother cane as well. Now I know this is not an orchid, but let's make an update on the Hoya with the broken stem as well. I made a video at the time on what to do if you manage to break a Hoya stem. And I'm saying you shouldn't throw it away, but just put it next to the mother plant or put it in a separate pot if you'd like. But let's see how the stem is doing after about 2 months, I think. So this is the stem in the video. The leaves started to look droopy. The stem was starting to dehydrate, but take a look at it today. We have new leaves started and sprouting, and the overall stem is looking okay, full of new leaves that grow. And the funny thing, this stem right here had a peduncle, and the peduncle of course stopped growing. I'm not sure if it's gonna start growing once again, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just happy though that the stem managed to catch. The Hoya is looking okay. She's starting to become bushy again, and hopefully I will not break her stems anymore. There's another orchid that I didn't mention, and this is the Phalaenopsis with mealybugs. She's currently still separated because if there is anything that spreads faster than spider mites, it's mealybugs. So right now, until I am completely sure that there are no mealybug babies or mealybug adults on the orchid, she's still separated, but I'll make an update on her in due time. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this, and if you'd like to see more orchid videos from me, simply subscribe to my channel. I post on a daily basis. Also feel free to leave me comments down below if you have questions or suggestions for videos. I always check my comments, and if you ever want to send me anything, do so at the address you see on the screen and in the description below. Choose an option on the screen if you'd like to visit my website orchidnature.com or you'd like to watch another orchid video. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye!